What's going on, guys? Ryan here, and today it's our last full day on the cruise. We're currently sitting here in like I think we call it like a lanai. Basically just like a covered area that not a lot of people are at. We had breakfast. I went to a debarkation meeting thing, and Ellie stayed at 8, and then I lost her for a bit, and then I found her just randomly on the 5th floor, not where she was supposed to be, but we would just talk a little bit, and then we have quite a bit of time before the next thing that we're gonna do. But I think today we really do want to do that SkyRide thing and then the slides, hopefully.
What about those?
I don't know how. Okay, this is probably our last time eating Guy's Burgers.
Maybe.
Probably. What'd you get?
Straight up, but I added jalapenos to it.
And then I got a what's the pig one called?
Piggy patty, I think?
A pig patty. It basically is the same thing as a straight up, just with bacon in it. And I already ate my fries. And then I got orange crush, and then Ellie got a Pepsi. Alright, so we're in the Liquid Lounge again. There's a Q&A going on with the cruise director. But we got our bingo cards ready and daubers.
Because if you don't know
and I
how
think
to
that's
apply
happening in about
it's all about your
30-ish minutes.
And your
So Ellie and I just got done with the SkyRide, which is the thing above us, and we had to take everything out of our pockets, so I couldn't bring my phone. But it was actually pretty scary in my opinion, but it was really fun, and I would recommend that. I don't think we're gonna go on the ropes course. Ellie doesn't want to, and I'm actually a little too scared. All right, we just got ice cream after that exhilarating experience. We're sitting up here on the 12th deck, just looking over the main area, just killing time, enjoying the sun, the breeze, the water, and the ship. All right, we are at karaoke again. We got a s'mores cupcake and a bacon caramel cupcake. I mean donut. But we actually can't see anyone sing. We can only hear them. Yeah, if we see a table, we'll probably move, but probably not for a while. Okay. So, real quick, Ellie and I had some dinner. I had a salad, which is what she's eating right now, and I'm having dessert, which is a chocolate cheesecake and a carrot cake. Not bad, but would be better cold. I think the carrot cake is pretty good. Alrighty. Ellie and I, what did we do from the last clip? We won. We didn't win anything at bingo. That's sad. That we also we went to karaoke, saw the karaoke competition. The person that we both liked won, so that was awesome. And then we went to go see the comedy show, which ironically we both liked the first person more, which was the person that we kind of liked a little less yesterday, right? Or the day before, can't remember. Either way, we liked him a little bit more, but I mean the show was fine anyways, like it was funny. But yeah, tonight is our last night, and I'm not gonna end the vlog here per se. I'm gonna end it at home because I want to do like a quick overall of how the trip was. But probably the next clip you'll see will be us at home. All right, and welcome back. It's been quite some time since we came home from the cruise, and I kind of wish that Ellie was here to talk about it with me, but she's at work right now, and I've been pushing this video off for a long time, and mainly because I knew that my outro wasn't done, and 2, I did get sick, and I'm still kind of sick, but I'm getting over it, and 3, just other things were happening, so I just didn't really care enough to edit the videos, edit this video, upload it, do all the things I need to do with this video for it to be good to go. It sucks because now I have to try to remember all these things where I should have done it the day after. But we came home pretty late. Honestly, I can't even remember the last clip, even though I edited the video like last week. I'm pretty sure the last clip was from the ship. It was kind of hectic to get off. We waited for a long time. We actually just waited a long time in the casino, just sitting there waiting for our group to be called. But they never did. They probably did at the end. But before they called our group, some worker came up to us and said, "Let's go." I was like, okay. So we followed them and took the elevator down and then got off the ship. And then we went through... We kind of went through security, and then we found where we needed to go for our shuttle, and we got to the airport. We got to the airport extremely early, and I guess there's this rule where you can only check your bag. You can get the checked bag like tags about, I want to say 4 hours before your flight. We were there probably 6 or 7 hours before our flight, so we were there for a long time. We had to sit there and wait and sit there on the floor because at the Miami airport, the floor security, before you check your bags in, there's only so many seats, only so many chairs. And it's a really long airport. And so we walked up and down once. Like we went that way once, we came back, we kind of went that way a little bit. We had Subway for lunch. And then we just sat there and waited. And then I told her, I'm just going to go to the bathroom. I really have to go. I went and tried to find one, but I didn't find the one that was closest. I evidently found the one that's furthest away because right when I was going on my way back to our spot, to our gate, she said that the checked luggage people are there now. So we can check our luggage. And so I kind of raced over there, got my ID out, did everything that I needed to do. We dropped our bags off, and then we went ahead and just went to security, which was starting to get really long, and the TSA people there are not very nice, and they do not care at all. Some of them were like quiet, and some were just really loud and like, come on, keep going, we have open spots over there. And just the way that they had it set up was kind of like, yeah, it makes sense why people aren't going all the way down because this is like the open spot. But yeah, I had to get a pat down, and the person who did it, he yelled at me because I didn't stop. Like I was gonna keep walking after I got scanned, but it was like neither of the agents there told me to stand where I needed to stand, or like, because it seemed like I could walk through. Like I got in the machine, went like this, they scanned me, came out, and from what I saw, the person in front of me, the TSA agent, kind of went like this, like that, you're good. And so I kept walking, and I think the person at the actual machine yelled out, wait, or sir, or something like that. And then they're like, it's highlighting near your groin, so we're gonna have to do a pat down. They just weren't very nice, let's just say that. And then our bag that went through the x-ray machine, we were waiting because Ellie went through, and I was held back for that thing, and so she was already done, and once I was done, I was like, where's our bag? And then we looked over, and the agent had it up and said, whose bag is this? And I was like, it's ours. And she goes, you have to take your iPad out. And I was like, I totally forgot about it. Because one thing was, sometimes you don't have to take anything out. Sometimes you have to take everything out. Sometimes when you take something out, you have to put it in a bin. And even if it's a bag, you put it in the bin. But this time, you didn't need to put it in the bin. And you have to take all the electronics out. But I was like, does the iPad sit in one spot, like one bin, and then my other stuff in another? Or how many bins am I supposed to be using for what? And so they put it through. And then I was like, this is the worst airport security experience I've ever had. And I didn't like the airport. I didn't like how it was set up. I didn't like the fact that there wasn't a lot of seating. And it kind of sucks. But with that being said, after security, we kind of just like went around just a couple places, and then we went to our gate and sat there for a little while. And then we finally got on the ship. We finally got on the airplane. And it was kind of interesting because something happened to where it was, I think, delayed just a little bit. It was late. And then when we finally got on, we were sitting at the gate for a while because evidently the plane was too heavy. There's too many people on it. It was too heavy because of the amount of people. So they had to get certain people off the plane, and then the luggage situation, and then we flew to Seattle. We landed, and we had probably about 30 minutes from when we landed to when our next plane was going to take off. Luckily, the people around, like the whole plane, basically let us get off first. And one of the flight attendants was like, oh, you'll make it. Like, it's not that far. You'll make it. You have 30 minutes. You have plenty of time. But Elliot was really like, we need to go. And in my opinion, I was kind of like more laid back, and I was like, I think we'll probably make it. I mean, we probably don't have to sprint, but we did kind of jog through the airport to get to our gate. They were starting to board when we got to the gate, and then our group was called like almost immediately after we got there. And then we got to our seat, and then we just flew back to Pasco to one of our local airports. We got in there like at midnight. We got our bags, and I was actually really worried about our bags because of the fact of like how late the planes were, and I was just like thinking in my head, I really don't want to get home and not have our bags. Maybe they're stuck in Seattle, maybe they're stuck in Miami. I don't know where they are, but thankfully both of our bags were there. We got it, we went to the car, left, paid for our parking, went to McDonald's, came home, and then I think that was also the day that I had went to did my job at like a community event center, and I came home and then I just went to bed. It was really, really late, but I was like, I know I do not want to wake up. I don't want to wake up early. I don't want to wake up at all to go to work when I could just do it now when I'm semi-awake. And that was the experience on getting off the ship, coming home, and being home. But for the experience overall, I enjoyed it. I liked it a lot. There were times where I had felt like there were so many things that I wanted to do that I didn't get to do certain things. We never went on the slides. I kind of wanted to do that like sky course, like the rope course thing, but Ellie didn't want to, and I didn't want to do it by myself. I'm really happy that we did the SkyRide one, the bicycle that's in the air. I actually was surprised on how scared I was, even though it's not that big of a deal. It's not that high up, and you're strapped in, but it's just, there's not like so much. Like there's no sides really. Like it's all, you're just in a seat. You have a seat belt and you just hang on. Actually, you hang on this way, and so I felt like you can literally just go like this and fall off. It was fun though, and then I felt like we did a lot of like the bingo stuff, and I liked the bingo and the Deal or No Deal, and we did the like dance party at one point. I just wish I was a little bit more outgoing so that I could actually participate a lot more, because karaoke, I enjoyed it, but I really, really wanted to sing, and I'm glad I didn't, because I just can't sing, but I wish I did. I wish I had the oomph to go out there and sing. Or even just have the ability to sing, and it was fun. Would I go on that ship again, which was the Carnival Horizon? Yes. I don't know if that is that ship is only going to the Caribbean where we went.
even if it is, they do go to different places in the area. Would I go back to Jamaica, Ocho Rios, and Cozumel? No. I think I would go back to Cozumel for sure, and possibly Grand Cayman. I probably wouldn't go to Jamaica. I mean, this trip is actually the 3 places that we went, I've already been to when I was really, really young, but we did different things, and I don't really remember it very much. So would I go to those places again? Probably not, other than Cozumel and maybe Grand Cayman. But it was fun. I did have a good time. I would go on a cruise again. Would I go on a 6-day cruise again? I think so. Would I go on one that's longer? Part of me says yes, but another part of me is like, probably not. If it was a longer one, it would have to be a ship that had a lot more things to do, where you don't need to pay for it, or you don't need to be there at a certain time. And a big part of me actually wished that we had more. Like I wasn't really that hungry on the cruise, so when we did get to eat, I felt like I was just stuffing myself, and we didn't get to eat a lot of like burgers. Like I wanted guys' burgers a lot more. I wanted to eat more, but I wasn't hungry, so I didn't eat as much as I wanted, or I didn't have as many ice cream cones, or I didn't have as much pop. And actually, on that, we did the bottomless. No. Yes, we did the bottomless bubbles. That is the like soft drink package where you pay a certain amount per day per person, and you get unlimited pop, right? The problem with that is, in order to get a pop, you would have to be at one of the restaurants, like when you go to your dining, to your like sit down dinner, at one of the restaurants, at a bar. There wasn't like a fountain machine, and I can understand why, but we spent more money on the drink package than how many drinks that we actually bought or that we drank. So even though we would pay for it when we were after the cruise, or maybe right then and there, we paid for it before, and we paid more, and we didn't get as much out of it. But the water and the lemonade was pretty good. One of the only problems that we kind of realized was like the ice machines couldn't keep up with the amount of people using ice. And so occasionally you didn't have any ice coming out of those machines. But overall, it was like good. The food was fine. I felt like the buffet, kind of like the all you can eat sort of area, didn't have as many like, I don't know, I felt more like specific foods. We realized that the food at the buffet is the same food that you get at your dinner, that your dining time. But instead of someone serving it to you at a table, you go and get it yourself. And it was one of those things where it's like, I would rather just have like chicken strips and fries, or like there should be chicken strips and fries at the buffet all day. And there was actually several times where it would be closed, and I felt like a lot of the time the buffet part was only open a few hours here, a few hours there, with like an hour or two in between. And then at I think 11 o'clock, that's when it would open up and have chicken strips and fries and stuff like that, like late night snacks. And that's the kind of thing that to me should be available 24/7. But I can understand why it wasn't. To not make this video even longer than it has to be, I would recommend going on a cruise. And if you are worried about, motion sickness, Ellie gets very easily motion sickness. Like in the car, she like even just down the road, like 5 minutes, she's like, I'm really sick. I don't feel good. There was only, I think, a few times where she said it was really bad, like the actual like motion of it, but she didn't get sick at all. I was really worried the whole time about it, and I wasn't worried about myself, but there was a few times I was walking where I can tell like the ship is moving a lot. But I wouldn't really worry about it too much, especially if your stateroom's lower. And then where would you go? Where would I go next is the actual question. I don't know. I feel like Australia, like New Zealand, Australia, I'm really like digging that vibe, that culture, that like I want to go there. I want to see what it is. I want to experience it. I think I would want to go to Alaska. And there's, I think, a cruise that also goes to Hawaii. And even though I've been to Hawaii a couple times, I may go on a cruise to go to Hawaii. So like I experience Hawaii, the trip to it, but I also experience a cruise. And when I say it's affordable, if I were to get a plane to go to each of these places and just spend one day there, that would be massively expensive. I think with the cruise, you get the whole cruise being a hotel and things on the cruise, and you get 2 full days of being on there, and then you get partial days when it's like when you first get on and when you get off, and then port days. And on those port days, you have the ability to get off, and you don't have to pay for anything really to get off, but you might have to pay to, you know, go somewhere, get a ride somewhere, go to a beach. But if you know where you want to go, and even if you don't, like if you buy an excursion from Carnival, or if you just do it yourself, like, I don't know, I think it's more affordable to do a cruise ship. Now, depending on what stateroom you get, and depending if they have a promo going, I think there was a discount for us, and we had it was a big stateroom, and it had 2 windows, 2 good sized windows to the sea. And so if you have one that's like interior where there's no windows and it's literally just 2 little beds, I don't know if that would make you uncomfortable. It wouldn't bother me much, but it would bother Ellie. And we weren't in our rooms very often or very long. So depending on how you look at it, balcony, private, even like private room with the balcony sort of situation, those would cost a lot more. So I don't know if that would be more expensive than like a flight, but I do think going on a cruise, and maybe the longer the cruise, maybe the better, depending on maybe the value of like going and seeing these places. But it's fun. I don't know how many cruises there are that are like just like 3-day, basically you leave, you get there, and then you come back home. I don't think I would ever do one of those. I think it's too short. Because by the time that you get used to, or barely used to the cruise line, the things, the activities on there, which there probably isn't as many, you're already home, and it's like, man, that money and that time went by fast. But if you can do it, do a cruise, spend probably a max of 6 days, maybe like 4 to 6 days, and have a lot of fun. Definitely research the places you're going to. And I would say it's okay to go to the same place that you've been to before, so then you know what you want to do there. If I were going to go to Hawaii and go to the same island, I would know exactly what I would want to do and where to go. And I wouldn't need an excursion, but I'd probably need like a ride somewhere. So that's one of those things. But yeah, I'm going to say that's probably it for the video. I do not want to edit this, so if you're seeing any part of this, that means I actually got up and went over there and edited this video and uploaded it. Thankfully, I only would have to edit this portion, not the rest of it, because it's already done. But yeah, thank you so much for watching. If you liked it, be sure to smack the like button as hard as you can. And if you haven't already, please subscribe to my YouTube channel and turn on post notifications. And I'll see you guys all next time.